Hey boys and girls, today's project is going to be removing floor wax from a fifth wheel. Here I've got my Zep floor wax stripper, my handy Hudson type sprayer, garden hose, and an extension brush. So many of you have been told or are thinking about or have unfortunately applied floor wax to your motorhome, fifth wheel, what have you. The first thing I would recommend to you, if you have not done that yet and are considering it, is stop. Do not do it. It sounds groovy. It sounds amazing. It sounds awesome. And it is, until it's not. And that's where we are today. It's become not good, not groovy, not awesome, not sweet, not cheap. Customer called, said, hey, I made a mistake, had floor wax put on my RV, and it is starting to show all the dirt. It's starting to show all the streaking. It's starting to look bad. It's cracking. It's flaking. Help! And so, like a fool, I showed up and said, I'm here to save the day. And to be honest with you, I'm happy I did it for the experience. I'm sad that I did it for the frustrating, difficult, challenging, dangerous job that it became. Here I am spraying on the diluted hot water Zep floor stripper solution mix, which was 1 gallon of hot water, 16 ounces of solution. I'm brushing it on, I'm spraying it on, I'm brushing it more, I'm spraying it more. Basically trying to keep it wet for 5 to 8 minutes, which is what they say you need to do. And on this 90 plus degree day, that was a challenge. So I'm reapplying, brushing, reapplying, brushing some more, spraying, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. So this was my test panel, and I thought, okay, well, I'll just do a small section, and if I can make this look right, I'll show the owner, and then I will decide, or let him decide, if he wants to keep going. Because to be honest with you, although it was showing signs of failing and needing to come off, from a distance, this coach, it still looked okay to me. Now, different sun conditions were showing different things. But overall, in my eye, it wasn't looking horrendous yet. But I guess he had seen stuff that I hadn't seen, or different light conditions or whatever, and so he was convinced it was ready. So after finally getting this panel cleaned off, I went ahead and I polished it, and to be honest, it wasn't too bad. It was a little more difficult than just polishing a regular RV that I didn't have to strip first and do all that other extra stuff to make look right. So I showed the customer, and he said, looks great, go for it. So at this point in time, I was thinking, okay, it's a big RV, I'm alone, I've got to not only do the normal stuff we do, which is buff and polish it, but now I've got to strip this stuff, and it's taking like 3 to 5 times of applying the product, brushing it in, and then reapplying, brushing, reapplying, brushing, reapplying, brushing, and then rinsing to get this stuff off. So I'm like, okay, 2 days. I should be able to handle this. Well, when all was said and done, it took 3 solid days. So about 21 hours in actual physical labor to remove this product and then fix the look that removing it caused, which was it looked like a very flat oxidized RV once I'd stripped it. So then I had to go back and polish it. And all that said and done was about 21 hours. Plus, this customer was about an hour to an hour and a half away from where I come from, so tack on another 3 hours per day, so about an extra 9 hours. So in all, about 30 hours to do this job that I would never wish on my worst enemy. I did get it done. It did look good. But to be honest with you, if you called me today and said, I've got this same problem, come fix it, I would say, no thank you. I can help guide you and tell you what I learned from this, but all in all, what I really learned is This is not something I want to do. So again, if you're considering doing this, please reconsider. Just wax the thing. I know it's not fun to wax your RV. It's difficult. It's challenging. But when you wax an RV, yeah, you're going to have to do it again probably next year. In fact, you should do it once a year at least. But you're not going to have to come back and remove that before you can finish it off again the following year. This shot, I think, is showing just where I've stripped it and how dull it had gotten after that. This bottom half there, it's real dull. So next step after removing was going through and polishing. So I hope this video will help deter you from putting floor wax on anything but a floor. There is no easy way to do stuff. There is no, secret trick. To the left I've polished up there, to the right I haven't. I've just stripped it. So that's kind of what it looks like after stripping, and then after stripping and polishing. That's the machine I had to use, which is the normal, high-speed rotary polisher with a wool pad, compound and polish mix that we normally use to get it to look good again. So anyway, if you have run into this problem where you've got this on your RV, man, I wish you luck. It is a challenge. Try and do it on a cool day. Try and keep it wet and keep the stripper on for between 5 to 8 minutes. And that way, hopefully it'll come off easy. Definitely do a test spot first, because you need to know what it's going to look like after you're done. I kind of made the mistake. I got in a hurry after doing my little test spot. I was like, I want to just get all this side stripped, which I did, and then go back and polish it all. And it is a good way once you're ready to do that, because you can't really strip and polish and then strip again once you're in that process. But just know what you're getting into. This was probably one of the most difficult and frustrating jobs I've done in many years. I've been a professional detailer for 25 years, and so I've got experience with tough jobs. This was one of the toughest, if not the toughest. So again, I wish you luck and happy RVing, and keep RV and boat wax on your RV and boat, and keep floor wax on the floor. Alright, so here I'm just doing the polishing, which I had to do to the entire thing. And basically the problem that I had primarily with this whole job was, number one, the stripper was extremely difficult to get off. It took multiple passes of the stripper with brushing and rinsing and all that, and to just keep it wet while you're trying to work that out. Secondly, after it was stripped, the normal buffing I would have had to do to make this RV, had it not been floor waxed first, would have went about, I had to buff over the same area 3 times versus 1 time if it had never been floor waxed. So just to give you an idea. The other thing is, this polisher I'm using, I would only need to use this on this RV had it been neglected and, been 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 years without being waxed. So I wouldn't even really use this machine on a coach that was done every year. Had this, whole deal not been the case, and, just been a year between waxing, I probably could have went on this RV with an orbital polisher, which is much easier to use. It's much safer. Just does a great job. Everything about it would have been better and easier. So one more time, if you are considering using floor wax on your RV, unless it's a coach that's 30 years old, or something like that, where it's just so bad that buffing really just doesn't make sense, I would say don't even consider it. Now, I'm kind of backtracking a little bit. In some cases, if your RV just looks horrible and you're okay with how the polish eventually is going to wear off or trap dirt or crack or peel, then, maybe floor wax is for you. But if it's a, 5, 10, 15-year-old coach, I would not even consider it, because buffing and waxing is going to be so much better, so much easier. Yes, you're going to need to do it every year, but apparently this floor wax deal you have to do once a year too. But anyway, I wish you luck again. Have a great day, and thanks for checking out this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. I always try and answer the real questions.